that was in the form of the Kalamazoo, so something revolving around any mention of the
warning for Lynn County until 3 o'clock.
Okay, so now we have a new tornado warning here off to the south for Lynn County, out towards Marceline. So yeah, we are now starting to pick up with multiple tornado warnings. Was it a severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado, Matt? So it looks like we have another severe thunderstorm warning capable of producing a tornado. It is radar indicated, and this is moving in effect until 3 p.m. 16 miles northeast of Carrollton, moving northeast at 65 miles an hour. This one has really picked up some speed, folks. This southern one moving at 65 miles an hour. So folks here in Marceline, Brookfield, it is now at Hale. That is not going to be too much longer before it is on top of you. So folks who live here in Lynn County need to be in their safe space, but also folks out here in western Putnam County, and then of course into southwestern Appanoose County, because this cell is working its way towards you at this time. And as you can see here with this red outline, the tornado warning has not yet been expired or canceled. This one is in effect until 2:30 p.m. The one for Lynn County, that is in effect until 3 p.m. this afternoon. And folks, we've got plenty of action still developing along I-35. So we are just getting going. So make sure that you are staying fully aware, fully weather aware of the ongoing and changing situation, because these storms will explode in strength rapidly and be on top of you in a very short amount of time. I mean, we're talking about a storm moving at a mile a minute. So no joke with that, but let's take a look at some of our severe threat indicators. So out here, western portions of Putnam County between Powersville and Lucerne, here we're starting to see this red is some rotation being picked up by our radar system. Now that is on the leading edge of some of these hailstones, so definitely a concern that this is going to make its way up towards the Genoa area, and then of course continuing up towards places like Centerville, Cincinnati, might be on the western edge of the city of Cincinnati. But again, this one moving at over 50 miles an hour as of last check. Let's take a look. So it has slowed down just a tiny bit, now moving at just about 45 miles an hour. Tornado index, the BTI, still hovering just shy of 5, so we haven't seen that really weakening over the last few scans. Hail size now, though, 2-inch hailstones being denoted or picked up on radar with our system here. So it's definitely seeing signs of strengthening. A larger hailstone means that updraft is getting stronger, capable of sustaining those hailstones for a little bit longer, allowing them to grow and grow. That is also meaning a stronger updraft is a stronger fuel source. So this storm could continue to strengthen as it works its way north and east here into areas of central and west central Putnam County, and then of course up into southwestern Appanoose County, where this is going to be beelining in. Speaking of Appanoose and Monroe and even western Davis County.
Until 3:15 for parts of Appanoose and Monroe.
Okay, so this new orange outline you're seeing here is the latest severe thunderstorm warning on this tornado warned cell in Putnam County. It is going to be working its way here into southern Iowa in the next 30 minutes or so. Remember, moving at just shy of 50 miles an hour. This is going to be a severe thunderstorm warning, could possibly include the extension of the tornado warning if the rotation does continue to show up on radar. But again, what we're seeing out here, eastern sides of this storm cell, is where just north of Lucerne. That is where the rotation is being seen at this time, and that looks like it's going to take it directly south between Seymour and Cincinnati. So folks on the northwest side of Cincinnati do want to be on the lookout here for some of those larger hailstones, because again, folks, take a look here. What our radar is picking up, 2-inch hail. That is going to be larger than golf ball size hail, nearly getting towards tennis ball size hail. I believe that is ping pong size hailstones there. But again, tornado watch in effect for all of us until 8 p.m. But two tornado warnings at this time. One south. This is the newest one here in Lynn County. That is going to be in effect until 3 p.m. And this one was moving at 65 miles an hour. So folks around Brookfield and Marceline need to be seeking shelter at this time. You have this rain shield out ahead. And then, of course, down here is where you have that core of the cell. So taking a look at what this one is reading, that one's going to be making its way here into areas Hale at 2:30, Cunningham 2:36, Laclede at 2:47, Brookfield just shy of 3 p.m., Linneus, and then Marceline around 2:53. This one showing up with just 1-inch size hail. Tornado parameter at at 4.4, so a little less rotation being denoted down here compared to what we're seeing up here, but faster motion on this southern storm moving to the northeast at 56 miles an hour, and this one is looking to make its way here into pretty much south central Lynn County. So again, Brookfield, Marceline, Cunningham, and then up to Grantsville as well. So make sure you are in your safe space at this time, as this storm will be on top of you very, very quickly. But
I could give you a break from talking, Riley.
Yeah,
Let's
go for
throw
it.
up the full screen graphic of tornado safety tips real fast.
so
And we
what
also
matters-
have a viewer submitted photo as well. So we've been talking about this all week because we've been talking about this system since Monday. So this is very rare to happen for the Heartland. So when we talk about tornado safety, please be taking shelter in your basement or the innermost room. This is what I talk about at all the schools I go out and talk about. I was talking about this yesterday out at La Plata. Avoid a room with windows. We don't want you to be getting injured due to any breaking glass from these tornadoes, even these strong winds that could be blowing out some windows today across the Heartland. As I mentioned earlier, as we cut in, take pillows, blankets, mattresses, bike helmets, wear shoes or closed-toed shoes. Don't really bring down the flip-flops with you. Have a battery-powered radio. That could be your weather radio. Those are a great source to get weather information in case we do lose power with the storms rolling across the area. As Riley has been saying, these are trucking across the area at over 50 miles per hour. They are producing upwards of golf ball size hail and 2-inch in diameter size hail. So that's some good tips to keep in mind, especially over the next several hours. This is going to be a very quick moving system. Most of our activity, we're still banking on, Riley and I have been talking about this all this afternoon, we're still banking on another about 2.5, 3.5 hours of some showers and storms that could be producing severe thunderstorms and tornadoes over that time frame. So we're nowhere near done with this event, but let's go ahead and take a look at that photo if we have that. And here's a photo from Newtown, Missouri of a storm making its way into our viewing area. This one was sent to us by Rachel Wells, so thank you, Rachel, for submitting that to us. You can really see the cloud structure. Very ominous looking, and that has been what we have been seeing around the Heartland. We did see just enough clearing today for the atmosphere to destabilize, and now we are reaping the awards, I guess, of what that clearing could do to produce these strong to severe storms that we have been talking about all week across the Heartland. So once again, if you have to head out over the next several hours, please download our KTVO weather app. It's free on both our Apple and Android devices, excuse me. And also, with this severe storm threat coming in now, notice we did have a lot of area schools close early today or close all general, but we are not anywhere done with this system. So we still have that tornado warning or 2 tornado warnings in effect.
Matt, it looks like the tornado warning for Unionville has been allowed to expire.
So we just have the one left down in Lynn County for until 3 o'clock, so for another half an hour. It is still moving at 65 miles per hour to the northeast. Let me look at the latest information from the National Weather Service. And then, so 2:30, it's a severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado. If you can safely get an image of any of these storms, feel free to submit that to our chime-in page over on our website or message myself and Riley on our Facebook or Twitter pages. We want to see if you safely, I'm stressing safely, can take these photos. We'd love to see those and showcase those while we're cutting into regular scheduled programming right now. Here's a live look from the Centerville Skycam. Right now, you just see those skies out there looking very ominous. We had an atmosphere ready to go this morning. I talked about it on Good Morning Heartland. Wind speeds, even without these storms, were over 20 miles per hour throughout much of the day, and we were still going to be seeing wind gusts up to 50 miles per hour. So even when this storm system moves out, we are still going to be dealing with some gusty winds tonight as we're looking at a very strong cold front moving across the Heartland throughout the next several hours. But overall, just the safe thing to do in the next several hours is just keep updated with myself and Riley. Once again, we still have that tornado warning in effect for portions of Lynn County until 3 o'clock this afternoon. We have a severe thunderstorm warning in effect for portions of Putnam County, Appanoose, and Monroe County until that's till 2:45. I believe. And then the one over in Henry County, far northeastern Henry County, very, very, very small portion of that County over in Henry County is still under a severe thunderstorm warning. Could we take links to real fast? I want to just show where all these thunderstorm warnings are real fast. So the Henry County one, I believe, has been canceled. Let me double check. Continues. Henry County is no longer in that severe thunderstorm warning, but we still do have Appanoose, Monroe, portions of Davis County now included in a severe thunderstorm warning until 2:45. So just a reminder, considerable damage is possible, 60-mile-per-hour winds, golf ball size hail. Excuse me, the Appanoose, Davis, and Monroe one is actually till 3:15. To the west of there, if you know people in Clark, Lewis, and Warren County, that one is till 2:45. But yeah, we have a lot of thunderstorm warnings, weather alerts coming into the Weather Center. So we're trying to keep up as best as we can. Feel free to follow our Facebook pages, the KTVO Facebook page as well, and we should have most of those on our website also. So if Riley, you want to take over, I might keep an eye out. Some more stuff coming in.
Yeah, so as we were talking about, we have one active tornado warning in Lynn County working its way towards Macon County at this time. This is not for a confirmed tornado on the ground, but it is a severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado, and it is moving at times upwards of 60 miles an hour. But going back to the north, even though our tornado warning has technically expired for this cell, making its way into parts of Appanoose County, it's aggressive, folks. This one seems to be cycling up and strengthening. I would not be surprised if the National Weather Service office from Des Moines issues another potential tornado warning here for parts of Appanoose County, because this cell is strengthening. Notice here, if I can get a pause on this, underneath here, the circulation, which is what this little image here is showing, hailstones here are likely in excess of 2 inches in the center of this storm. So that updraft, that fuel source has been increasing as this cell has made its way through parts of northern Putnam County, and it's working its way here towards Centerville, Cincinnati, and elsewhere here in central and southwestern Appanoose County, Numa, Genoa, Seymour, Iowa. Folks, right here, this is where we're really on the lookout for some of the more aggressive potential rotation, as well as the hailstones. So yeah, over 2 inch now, 2 1/4 inch hailstone being indicated by our Barron system. So this is definitely a strengthening storm now moving to the northeast, folks, at 60 miles an hour. We're seeing possibility of gate-to-gate shears, 69 miles an hour. That is increasing in strength once again. So definitely a concern for folks.
Something to say about if it is 2 inch in diameter hail, if that comes true, that is what we consider a destructive severe thunderstorm.
Yeah, so
you'll be receiving weather alerts, those wireless emergency alerts that last year or 2 years ago, the National Weather Service decided that that is a criteria to send out those wireless emergency alerts. So don't be shocked if that does go destructive, being considered a destructive severe thunderstorm warning. You'll be getting that loud noise on your phone. It happened shortly after the derechos we saw back in 2020 and 2021, but it's better to be safe than sorry, especially if we're going to be dealing with 2 inch in diameter hail. So let's take another look, Riley, at that cell.
Yeah, so switching back to the reflectivity, I mean, you can really see there up right towards the Missouri and Iowa border where that cell is just a strong one. I mean, when you're getting into these blacks and the deep purples here, yeah, that is a very strong updraft. That is where we are lofting those hailstones well up into the atmosphere, meaning they are dealing with a very strong fuel source. So this cell could continue to pose a risk for severe weather for quite a while. This is the one that made its way through Gallatin where they had that rotation noted earlier. It was the reason we had our first tornado warning being issued. But again, the only one in effect right now is down here, now working its way up towards Brookfield. And folks, yeah, definitely a strong looking cell associated here. And then this is expected to work its way west, northeast here into areas of Macon County, might even make its way up here with the same strength into southern Adair County. So this cell definitely needs to be kept, we need to keep an eye on this one.
Because I'll get that back up, but if you could keep talking about, and I'll have a timeline on possibly.
Oh yeah, well he's getting that. So this cell, and then I mean here in another ding from our National Weather Service partnership site, and that is another indication that, you know, at least tornado has been mentioned. So if we could go ahead and take Matt.
If we could take links 2 real fast, I have a timeline on that tornado warned cell down in Lynn County. It looks like it's going to be pushing into western Macon County shortly after 3 o'clock this afternoon. If you're in Marceline or Buckland, now is the time. If you have not got to your basement or your innermost room, do it now. New Cambria, you're on deck. Probably start planning to, or maybe just get to your basement or your innermost room right now. This storm is really hauling across the area, 65 miles per hour to the northeast. So definitely, this is no joke. These storms are moving very quickly. We've been talking about that all week, Riley and myself. And another thing we need to mention is, although we have these tornado warnings popping up in our far southwestern counties across the heartland, there still is a level 5 out of 5 risk for severe weather across most of southeastern Iowa. So as Riley has been talking about a lot so far, even with these storms making their way into northeast Missouri and beginning to move into Appanoose County, we are nowhere near done with this system. You're going to be dealing with it. If we can have links to on behind me real fast. We are nowhere near done with this system. Probably looking at another 3 hours at least. So I was pleasantly surprised seeing a lot of schools taking safety at their topmost concern, but we are nowhere near done, because if those classes were still in session, you would probably be having a lot of school kids on buses. So thank you to all the administrators who reached out to Riley and myself to get input on what to do today, as this is something that I've been here only about 4 years, and Riley's been here about 7 years, and we've never seen this happen.
This is the highest level threat I've ever been under, whether it be in my personal life or my professional career. So yeah, this is an active situation, and one that is going to, well, develop very, very quickly. This atmosphere is primed, especially for areas east of US 63, which are highlighted by the Storm Prediction Center as the level 5 out of 5 risk. Basically from Atumwa down towards just north of Kirksville, and then back to the north and east, all the way up to Dubuque. That is where they're really looking at some of the nastiest of conditions being expected. But we've already seen that it doesn't take the nastiest of the conditions to allow for a storm potentially producing a tornado to develop.
Let's go ahead and take a live look from the Centerville Sky Cam. We have a great look
at that
the cell. So this
that
is no
massive.
joke.
Like, you may not be able to fully tell from here, but folks, that is towering thousands upon thousands upon thousands of feet into the sky. And that is a strong
flash of
cell.
lightning right there.
I mean, we could definitely have some rotation going on inside that cell, especially as it starts to work its way a little bit further to the north and east, closer to that US 63 corridor.
Yeah, so places in Davis County, Wapello County, just be ready to go in the next hour or so.
And now, right now, we're seeing the lone tornado warning that we do have right now is working its way directly into the Brookfield area. And I just heard another potential alert that might be expanding this tornado warning, or it might be a new issuance of a tornado warning on this cell, because yeah, definitely going to be looking at the possibility of several tornado warnings occurring all at once. So again, folks, western residents of our viewing area, this is working its way.
Continuation of that tornado warning.
Okay, so continuation of the tornado warning in Lynn County, and that is working its way here towards western and really north and west of Macon. Oh man, look at this, man. It's starting to hook just a little bit. So in between Brookfield and Marceline, I've got some concerns about what might be going on right down there, right along the county line there. Yeah, that's definitely showing some concerning signs. So definitely, folks who live here in Lynn County, you need to be in your safe space right now. And then folks who live north and east of Brookfield, you need to be making your way to your safe space right now, because this storm has been moving at times upwards of 60 miles an hour. It's going to be on top of you shortly.
If you want to take a look at links to what Riley was talking about, we do have some couplets forming in between Brookfield and Marceline. So let's just take links to. So what I was talking about, pretty much right here.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Now we're actually starting to see, folks, right there where you're seeing the reds and greens intersecting. That is rotating air in opposite directions, spinning. So that is very concerning. We might be looking at the possibility of this lowering. It's not a for sure thing yet, but this is the strongest signal we've seen of continued rotation so far today. So
let's put.
Yeah, folks who live in Lynn County and especially like Western Macon County need to be in your safe space at this time. So
65 miles per hour to the northeast.
And then do you think we could get this full screen so that way everyone can just have this
Buckland,
on the image
252, and New Cambria, 258. So this is going to be making its way into Macon County very shortly. So once again, if you are anywhere between Brookfield and Marceline right now, please be in your safe place. Buckland, get into your safe place, and probably highly recommend those folks who are in Western and Northwestern Macon County make plans to head to your basement or your innermost room in probably the next 20 to 30 minutes, as this storm is once again moving at 65 miles per hour to the northeast. It's still only being issued as a tornado warning, that is a severe thunderstorm warning, capable of producing a tornado. But once again, here are those safety tips that we want everybody to keep in mind on this afternoon. Once again, head to that basement or your innermost room and the lowest floor of your home. Avoid any rooms with windows. Have the pillows, blankets, mattresses, bike helmets, shoes, not sandals, weather radio, battery power radio, so you can continually get updated on what's going on around the heartland when it comes to severe weather this afternoon. So we have a lot going on, but we are definitely keeping a close eye on that system, that cell, that is making its way through southeastern Lynn County into Western and Northwestern Macon County in the next 20 to 30 minutes. So, Riley, do you have anything new to add?
No, it looks like, taking a look here at the, at our Kansas City site, rotation is not showing up as clear anymore, but I think this is just a bad scan by our radar right now. So let's go ahead, take a look back to the north here with some of the cells. Working now into southwestern Appanoose County. And just a tiny kind of little bit of coupling going on back here between Genoa and Cincinnati, kind of looking out here for the possibility of a new tornado warning being issued for folks here in Appanoose County, but just not as good of a signal as we saw on that Lynn County storm. So not seeing the need just yet for a tornado warning. Unless they expect this rotation to intensify a little bit, we might see a severe thunderstorm warning or a tornado warning for a storm capable of producing it. But again, no active tornadoes on the ground at this time, but I would be very cautious about this cell working its way out of the southern portion of Lynn County at this time. I think definitely a little concerning there for the potential of some rather aggressive storm development going on. But yeah, just between Brookfield, Marceline, really noticing the core there. But also, Matt, noticed that the little hook that we started to see, that little notch, not as prominent.
Deforming.
So this might be weakening, but it could be what we call cycling, weakening, strengthening, finding the right environment, finding the right conditions to allow it to fully mature. And personally, and what we've been talking about the last few days is, I think the most mature storms are going to be the ones that will end up moving east of US 63 into a very favorable environment where things might just be a little bit easier for these storms to rapidly explode. But we've already seen, let me just zoom this out, folks. Over the last hour, 2 hours,
Nobody mentioned anything about the cell just to the west of Sullivan County?
Not yet, but again, these storms, this is what I was just about to get at. They've exploded up and along I-35. As soon as they got going, went boom, and just grew. So it is going to be a very quick-acting situation for these storms as they move in. But yeah, aggressive storm in Appanoose County, tornado warning currently here in southern Lynn County, working its way north and east, down to the south between Moberly and Columbia. Another severe thunderstorm warning and tornado warning, actually. That one showing the little signs of a little notch there right at the bottom. But for us, it's just getting going, folks. Right now, main concern is going to be this tornado warning cell in southern Lynn County. It's not confirmed on the ground, but this was the cell that had the greatest image of rotation that we've seen so far today. But zooming back in, this is a very aggressive looking storm just south and west of Centerville. I think that hail core is going to be something that could be pretty significant.
Let's see what they're saying on chat.
Oh yeah, we are seeing the whites there, so that's like 1.5, 2 inch size hail. Let's see. 3.25. Now that's just our radar
Riley,
estimate.
this is
Ottumwa, or is that Milan? Centerville Skycam.
So let's take a look at here's the Centerville Skycam.
Looks like some hail there.
We got some hail falling. Can't tell you what size it is. It looks very small, so maybe pea size hail right now.
So that's the leading edge. Actually, you can kind of see here, if I zoom in just a little bit, you can, right here, heading into Centerville, you can notice there the purple starting to show up. That's going to be about 1/2 inch to maybe an inch. But yeah, in the next about 5 minutes, we might want to go right back to that Skycam because, well, there are some signs showing up here of, well, rotation being denoted back towards Cincinnati. So this is a concerning sign to see, especially when we're getting, especially when notice the hail core is removed from where the rotation is. Hail in an updraft helps weaken the updraft. If we get these strong crosswinds in the higher portions of the storm, which is what we're seeing, that pushes the hail away from that fuel source, allowing that storm to just live and strengthen. So a removed hail core from a center of rotation is a concerning sign.
That severe thunderstorm warning for Appanoose until 3:15.
So this one is
Davis and Monroe have been added to it.
Okay, so far western Davis, southeastern Monroe County. This is going to be moving in your direction, but folks in Centerville, take shelter. While there's not a confirmed tornado on the ground, I have concerns about this cell. Cannot stress it enough. This is showing very good imagery of a removed hail core, allowing this rotation centered right to the west of Cincinnati. That is where that possible tornado may touch down. And with the hailstones removed, and especially out ahead, I mean, this is strong upper level winds really forcing those hailstones out. And I mean, let's see, what are we looking at here with these hailstones? Probably, 3+ inch size hail being picked up on radar. Now, that might not be what is fully making it to the ground, but that is just a great sign.
County.
Great sign of, a really strong updraft fueling this storm. But
they're saying radar indicated golf ball size hail, so 1 3/4.
1 3/4, and then of course down here to the south. I mean, we can't forget about this one. This is the one active tornado warning we have. And between Brookfield and Marceline, now we're starting to see a little bit of rotation. But notice that the purple overlapping with the rotation, so that hail core is still sitting over that updraft. So not fully allowing it to strengthen, but it's definitely a concerning sign when we do continue to have these signs of just some minor rotation continuing to show up. So let's take a look here at base velocity. Not the greatest signal. Unfortunately, we're getting a little too far from our Kansas City radar site. Now that we're getting up here into Lynn County, we're only starting to read several thousand feet up into the air. Maybe we can get a little bit of a view from the Des Moines site. So no, not too much more of a help there. But say between Brookfield and Buckland, this is where really the concerning cell structure is going to be, right between Brookfield and Buckland, moving to the north and east towards Benson, towards Hart, Ethel, New Boston. So folks who live on the county line of Lynn and Macon County need to be in their safe space at this time. This cell is moving in your direction, and it is moving quickly. Talk 40, 50, 60 plus miles an hour. These storms are going to be on top of you before you really know it. So please take this time, get into your safe space, make sure you are protecting yourself, your family, and your pets, whoever you need to bring with you, whether that is to your basement, to your storm cellar, or of course, if you have neither of those options, the most interior room of your home, putting as many walls between yourself and the outside as physically possible. Preferably a room that has no windows. And Matt, I'm looking behind you there at Links 2. That cell up in Appanoose County,
it's got 2 things of rotation.
now showing to folks in Centerville, please take this time. Get into your safe space. You need to be in your safe space. This banding right here, that's concerning. That is really bright. Those are some really strong leading edge winds. Yeah, while we take that up. So what are we looking downtown? And yeah, definitely some lowered bases there.
We got a new severe thunderstorm warning for Adair County.
All right.
And Adair, Macon County.
All righty. Matt, while you want to take over there with the Links 2 and the Skycam, while I get these alerts pushed out for everybody.
Yeah. if we take links to or myself. And so here was what we were talking about, the storm cell in Appaloosa, Davis, and Monroe County. As you can see, we have two spots of rotation, especially around Mystic and Centerville. We still have that strong hail core, but just as I mentioned, we do have a new severe thunderstorm warning in effect until, let me look up real fast, until 3:30 p.m. for portions of Adair County, as well as Macon County and Lynn County. This is for a cell that is moving. Just give me a second. Oh, and then we have another one for Putnam County now until 3:30 this afternoon. The one in Adair County, Macon, and Lynn County is moving to the. We have 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts, half-dollar size hail radar indicated inside of possible with that cell, as well as that's what you can expect with the Putnam County cell as well. Radar indicated once again. So we are seeing these really pop up over the next several hours. So a severe thunderstorm for the Putnam County one was located 11 miles east of Mercer or 16 miles west of Unionville. This one is moving at 65 miles per hour to the northeast. The Adair County, Macon County, and Adair County, Macon County. That other one was, let me look up, severe, moving northeast once again at 65 miles per hour. It was a severe thunder. The warning was issued due to a severe thunderstorm located near the Buckland or 7 miles north of Marceline. So pretty much as that cell that was a tornado warning cell down in Lynn County has lost its rotation, it's still enough strength with it to be considered a severe thunderstorm. So that's why we have 4 counties in northeast Missouri now under severe thunderstorm warnings until 3:30 this afternoon. Once again, one is for portions of Macon, Adair, and Lynn County. And then if we head north past Sullivan County and into Putnam County, if you look over here, far northwestern Putnam County, we have a really large hail core showing up on our system with our bear button. Still looking at 2 things of rotation into Appaloosa County. Riley, when is that warning?
The Appaloosa County warning is that is in effect until.
It looks like it's likely it's going to be extended.
Yeah, 3:15.
3:15. So we have about 20 more minutes in the Appaloosa County one, but you're going to be having the Putnam County one on the heels of that. So not going to be in the clear for a while if you are around the Centerville, Mystic area, Seymour area, Moulton area, maybe even Moravia. Folks in Davis County, especially in.
Oh yeah.
Let's take. Here's a live look from the Centerville Skycam. So yes, we have the strong winds. You can kind of faintly see possibly some very small hail as well as rain really rushing across Centerville right now. And that's pretty much what you're going to be seeing across other communities in both northeast Missouri and southeastern Iowa, probably for the next 3 to 4 hours. So pretty much you'll have like a quick time frame of nothing, and then you'll snap your fingers and boom, you'll have storms like that impact your neighborhood. So hopefully, another thing, hopefully everybody tied down any loose items that they did have outside today. Hopefully they've had their garbage collected by now, because I joked about it yesterday at Good Morning Heartland. Definitely you would end up with your garbage can missing today with these wind speeds gusting up to about 70 miles per hour as these storms move across the area.
Yeah, so while we've been talking, we just got an alert that the tornado warning for Lynn County is being expired. So now that we have no more active tornado warnings in the area, we will be sending it back to regular scheduled programming. But folks, the storm system is just getting going. And like we've been talking about, these storms are going to explode and stirring very rapidly and be on top of you very quickly. So we'll have all the latest for you here through the rest of this event. But for right now, we'll go ahead and send it back to regularly scheduled programming.